At least 400 people drown inside their cars every year in North America, and researchers believe the real number is higher because many vehicle submersion deaths get classified as drownings without ever being counted in vehicle crash statistics. Not in the ocean, not in a lake during a storm. In their cars, on roads they drove every day. And here is what makes it worse. A researcher at the University of Manitoba proved that almost every single one of them could have survived if they had known 4 words. 4 words. I will give you those words before this video is over. But first, I need to explain why everything you think you know about escaping a sinking car is wrong. Because the most common advice, the advice you will find on most websites, the advice most driving instructors give, will kill you. Picture this. You are driving at night, rural road, no streetlights. Grid is down, maybe a storm, maybe something worse. You know the road. You have driven it 100 times. But tonight, there is water where there was not water yesterday. An unexpected turn, a washed out shoulder, a flooded dip you did not see, and your car is in a river, a pond, a drainage canal of unknown depth. Even on a normal day, this happens thousands of times a year. In a collapse, with no road crews, no guardrails maintained, no warning signs, it will happen more. And here is a number that should scare you. 31% of all drowning deaths in the United States involve alcohol. Almost a third. People who drove into water because their judgment was gone before they hit the surface. I had a friend who went through this. The body of water was shallow, barely to the roof. He got out on his own. But he will tell you it was a miracle, not a plan. And I know of cases where people drowned in a creek that was half the height of their car. A creek, not a lake, not a river, a creek. Because panic does not measure depth. Panic just kills. Your car just left the road and hit water. It does not matter how. What matters is this: your car is floating. Right now. It will float for 30 to 120 seconds, depending on the vehicle. After that, it sinks. And once it sinks, your odds of getting out drop to almost zero. I am Max. And today, on Outfox Apocalypse, I am going to walk you through the physics of what happens when a car enters water, why your doors will not open, why your instincts will betray you, and the exact 4-step protocol that a scientist developed after years of testing by deliberately sinking cars with people inside them. This is not theory. This is tested, repeatedly, in controlled conditions, by a man who has sunk more cars on purpose than anyone alive. And the 4 words that save your life? I am holding them until the moment in this video where they matter most. Because if I give them to you now, you will not understand why they work. And understanding why is the difference between remembering them at 3 in the morning when your car hits black water and your brain is screaming. Let me start with the physics, because the physics is what kills people. The moment your car enters water, it floats. Steel floats temporarily because the cabin is full of air. Think of it as an upside-down bowl pushed into a bathtub. The air inside keeps it up. Your car is that bowl. You have somewhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes of floating before water enters through every seam, every vent, every gap in the doors, and the car begins to sink nose first, because the engine is the heaviest part. During this floating phase, here is what most people do. They panic. They grab their phone. They call 911. They try to open the door. Every single one of those actions is wrong. Your phone will not save you. By the time you explain where you are, the car is underwater. 911 cannot send a diver to your location in 60 seconds. The phone is a distraction that costs you the only seconds you have. The door will not open. And this is where the physics matters. Water is heavy. 1 cubic foot of water weighs 62.5 pounds. The moment water reaches your door, even a few inches up the outside, the pressure difference between the outside and inside makes the door impossible to open with human strength. Dr. Giesbrecht at the University of Manitoba tested this. People in his experiments who tried to open the door could not. And worse, the people who did manage to crack it open found that the rush of incoming water slammed it shut again, sinking the car even faster. Opening the door is not just useless, it accelerates your death. If you have ever seen Mythbusters, they tested this. Adam Savage sat inside a car as it sank 13 feet underwater. No breathing apparatus. He tried to push the door open with his legs, his arms, his entire body weight. It did not move, not an inch. The water pressure held it shut like a vault. From the moment water hit his knees to the moment he surfaced, 1 minute and 51 seconds. His quote after, "I died." Let's just put it that way. That was on a TV show with paramedics standing by. In real life, there are no paramedics. Think about that for a second. The thing every driving instructor tells you to do in an emergency, open the door, is the one thing that guarantees you die faster in water. The physics is not on your side, but it can be if you know the protocol. And by the way, do you know how deep the water is where you drive to work every day? That bridge you cross, that creek that floods every spring, that low section of highway after a heavy rain. If you have never thought about it, you are in the majority. And the majority is the group that produces 400 drowning victims a year. So, what do you do? This is where Dr. Giesbrecht's protocol comes in. He calls it Operation Alive, Automobile Submersion, Lessons in Vehicle Escape. After sinking dozens of cars in controlled experiments, he developed a 4-step protocol that he condensed into 4 words, one acronym. But before I give you the words, I need to explain each step. Because knowing the word without understanding the physics behind it will not save you when the water is rising. Step 1. Seatbelts. Take off your seatbelt. Immediately. The moment your car hits water, your seatbelt comes off. This sounds obvious. It is not. In Dr. Giesbrecht's tests, multiple subjects forgot to remove their seatbelt in the panic. They tried to climb out while still buckled in. Seconds wasted. The seatbelt is the first thing you touch. Not the phone, not the door. The seatbelt release. Step 2. Windows. Open your window, not the door, the window. Electric windows will continue to work for up to 60 seconds after water contact, sometimes longer. The electronics do not short out instantly. You have a window of time, literally. Roll it down completely while the car is still floating and the window is still above water level. Here is why the window works when the door does not. A window opening creates a controlled entry point for water. It fills the car gradually. You can push through the opening against the current. A door, by contrast, is a massive flat surface that the full weight of the water pushes against. You cannot beat that pressure. The window is your exit, not the door. Now, what if the electric window does not work? What if the car is older, the wiring is already wet, or the window motor fails? This is where you need a tool. There are 3-in-1 rescue tools on the market that combine a spring-loaded window breaker, a seatbelt cutter, and a flashlight in one device. $10 to $20. The Rescme is spring-loaded, fits on your keychain, and is TÜV certified, $12. General Tools makes a version that clips directly to your seatbelt. Buy several. One clip to your sun visor, where you can reach it with one hand in the dark while your car is at an angle. One in each front door pocket, one for your partner. Not the glove box. You will not reach the glove box when your car is nose down and filling with water. Why spring-loaded and not a hammer? Because a hammer requires a swing. Underwater, with water pressure against your arm and panic in your chest, you cannot generate a swing. A spring-loaded punch presses against the glass, clicks, and shatters tempered side glass instantly. No swing needed. Works underwater, works at any angle. And here is a tip that most survival channels will not tell you: practice. Go to your nearest auto junkyard. For a few dollars, you can buy a scrap car window. Take your rescue tool and break it. Feel how easy it is with the right tool. Cut a seatbelt with the cutter. Do it once so your hands know the motion. Because muscle memory does not care about panic. Your brain might freeze, but your hands will remember what they practiced. I have done this. My wife has done this. She actually enjoys breaking glass. It is a thing with her. But the point is, she knows exactly how that tool works and exactly how that glass breaks. And that knowledge is worth more than $100 of gear you have never tested. One critical warning. Many newer vehicles, especially premium models, use laminated side glass. The same type as windshields. A spring-loaded breaker will not shatter laminated glass. It will crack and hold. Check your car's manual or look for the label on the glass itself. If your front side windows are laminated, your first option is still rolling them down while electronics work. But here is the backup most people do not think about: your rear window. In the vast majority of vehicles, the rear windshield is tempered glass, not laminated. It shatters. If your front side windows will not break and will not roll down, climb to the back seat and break the rear window. It is not the most comfortable exit, but it is an exit, and an exit is all you need. Do not try to break the front windshield. Windshields are always laminated. They will crack and hold. Front side windows on newer cars may also be laminated. Rear window and rear side windows in most vehicles are your best bet. Check yours tonight. We are getting close to the 4 words, 2 more steps. One more thing people get wrong, the headrest trick. You have seen the videos. Pull out your headrest, jam the metal prong into the corner of the window, pry it out. In theory, yes. In practice, underwater, in the dark, with the car at an angle and water rushing in, this method is unreliable and wastes precious seconds. Experts do not recommend it. Buy the $5 tool. Step 3. Children. If you are alone or there are no children in the car, skip this step. Go straight to step 4. If you have children, release them from their car seats now. Not after you open the window, not after you get yourself out. The order is your seatbelt first so you can move, then children's restraints immediately. Start with the oldest child. They can help themselves once freed. Work toward the youngest. Push them out the window ahead of you. And this works at any age. You do not need to be young or strong. A 70-year-old grandmother can do this. A teenager can do this. The steps are the same whether you are 20 or 80. You need 60 seconds of calm. That is all. Step 4. Out. Get out. Through the window. Now. Do not wait for the car to fill. Do not wait for pressure to equalize. Do not grab your purse, your phone, your wallet. Get out through the window. Push off the car and swim up. If you cannot tell which way is up, follow the air bubbles. They always go up. And I need to say something here that is going to be painful to hear. If you have a pet in the car, a dog in the back seat, a cat in a carrier in the trunk, and you cannot reach them, and the water is rising, and you are running out of air, save yourself. Save your family. Get out. I know how that sounds. I know what that dog means to you. But water is not forgiving. It does not give you extra time because you love someone. People have drowned going back for their pet. They went under trying to open a carrier, trying to unbuckle a harness, trying to reach into a space that was already full of water. The current, the cold, the exhaustion. Water takes people who overestimate what they have left. Save the humans first. If you make it out and the animal is still reachable, go back. But do not die in the attempt. A family that lost their dog is a tragedy. A family that lost their parent is a catastrophe. And now, the 4 words. The protocol Dr. Giesbrecht spent years developing and testing. The acronym that saves 400 lives a year if people learn it. SWOC, seatbelts off, windows open, children released, out. SWOK, say it out loud right now. Seatbelts, windows, children, out. That is the order. That is the protocol. That is what you do when your car hits water. Not phone, not door, not panic. SWAK. The reason this protocol works is physics. Each step removes one barrier to escape in the order they become critical. Seatbelt keeps you trapped. Remove it first. Window is your exit. Open it while electronics work and water is still below. Children cannot free themselves. Do it for them. And then out, because every second you stay inside is a second closer to the car being fully submerged with you in it. Let me give you the numbers one more time. Your car floats for 30 to 120 seconds. Electric windows work for up to 60 seconds. After that, you need a breaker tool. After the car is fully submerged, you have, maybe, one breath of air at the ceiling. Maybe. Do not plan for maybe. Plan for SWOC. Panic is the real killer, not the water, not the depth. Panic. People have drowned in 2 feet of water inside a car because they could not think. The best weapon against panic is preparation, a tool within reach, knowledge of the steps, and hands that have practiced the motion. That is it. That is what separates the people who walk away from the people who do not. And one more thing. This protocol does not only work when you are in the car, it works when you are the bystander. In Virginia Beach in 2026, a Navy rescue swimmer named Jeremy Way was eating lunch when he heard a car crash into the water. He ran to the shore and jumped in. He broke the window with his bare hands, cut them badly, and pulled the woman out of the sinking SUV. Other bystanders helped pull her to shore. In Mississippi, a 16-year-old kid named Karian Evans saw a car go off a boat ramp into a river. He took off his shoes and jumped in. He pulled out 3 teenagers and a police officer, a 16-year-old. With no training, just the decision to act. If you see a car in the water, you do not need to be a Navy swimmer. You need to know 4 words. Shout them to the person inside. Seatbelt, window, children, out. Shout it loud enough for them to hear through the glass. If they are frozen in panic, your voice might be the only thing that breaks through. And if you can reach the car, break the window for them. That $12 tool in your glove box is not just for you. It is for the stranger you have not met yet. 4 words, free to learn, free to remember, and worth more than any piece of survival gear you will ever buy. Because the most expensive bug-out bag in the world cannot save you when it is in the trunk, and you are buckled into a sinking car. Here is what I want you to do tonight. First, say SWAK out loud 5 times. Seatbelts, windows, children, out. Burn it in. Second, check your side windows. Are they tempered or laminated? Your car manual will tell you. Third, buy a spring-loaded window breaker. $5 to $15. Clip it to your sun visor where you can reach it with one hand in the dark while your car is at an angle. Not the glove box, not the trunk, the visor. Fourth, share this video with every driver you know, because 400 people a year die in their cars underwater, and every one of them had 60 seconds to live. They just did not know SWOC. Save this video. Send it to your family. Send it to your kids. Send it to anyone who drives across a bridge, along a river, through a flood zone, or simply lives somewhere where it rains. If this changed how you think about driving near water, subscribe. The pack shares knowledge. That is how we survive. Tell me in the comments, did you know about SWOC before this video? And have you checked whether your car has laminated or tempered side glass? Everything in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Vehicle submersion is an extremely dangerous situation. The SWOK protocol is based on research by Dr. Gordon Giesbrecht at the University of Manitoba, but every situation is different. Water conditions, vehicle type, injuries, and other factors can change the outcome. Never deliberately enter water with a vehicle. If you witness a vehicle submersion, call emergency services immediately. Stay safe. Max out.